Mammography is one of the best screening tools to find breast cancer.
Breast cancer may not be preventable, but you can survive it through early detection. If you're a mother or grandmother, sister or best friend, aunt or cousin,
we encourage you to know your risk, make healthy lifestyle choices, and to know what's normal for your body.
Get screened, get your mammogram annually. We did!
Authorities on the hunt for serial rapists. A man shot and killed in front of his home. Renwood Wells breaks his silence on the LOI affair. Plus, we've got those stories and a whole lot more coming up tonight. I'm Monique Tude and NB12 starts now. Topping news tonight, police have launched a manhunt for those serial rapists believed to be responsible for recent attacks on women here in New Providence. The latest incident was reported on Thursday when a woman was sexually assaulted inside her home on Hay Street. Minister of State for National Security Keith Bell revealed today that tactical units have been launched to help find those suspects. Jasmine Brown has a story.
Following a recent spike in rapes over the last few months, police say it may be the work of a prolific offender. According to Bell, all indicators point to a repeat offender or offenders carrying out the recent rapes. The most recent rape occurred last Thursday. Police said a woman was sexually assaulted after a man broke into her home on Hay Street. That assault came a day after another woman was sexually assaulted at her home on Gibbs Corner. A suspect was arrested in that rape case. Following both rapes, head of CDU Superintendent Paul Roll said he did not believe the assaults were connected. Today, Bell said police have launched tactical units to help find the suspect.
Every so often, we have persons who are released from prison, known offenders, and let me say that it has always been a serious challenge for us, particularly as it relates to sex offenders. And in that context, while the police force is carrying out active investigations, they're conducting a very, very aggressive stop and search. They're looking in certain areas and they're looking at certain prolific offenders.
In 2013, cases of rapes jumped from 96 cases to 104. Attempted rape rose 82% from 11 to 20, and unlawful sexual intercourse rose 2% from 151 to 154. In 2012, there were decreases in the number of rapes by 9% and unlawful sexual intercourse by 6%. Police recorded 107 rapes in 2011, up from 78 recorded in 2010. Bell says the majority of the recent rapes occurred in inner-city communities.
There is a note of several matters which are inner-city, but again, the call should be, or the warning should be for females and for persons in all areas, whether you know a person or do not know, to take the necessary precautions.
In 2012, the force came under fire for not being forthcoming with a spate of rapes in suburbs across eastern and western New Providence. At the time, police only reported the home invasions associated with the crimes. Bell says since then there has been a shift in policy, with rapes now being widely reported for the sake of public awareness. Meantime, Bell says the government is still working to establish a sex offenders registry, and added that he believed the law should be amended to put sex offenders behind bars for life.
The deeper part of the problem is that, which we are seeking to address as a ministry, is the establishment of a sex register. And I can say that the minister is heading the team, and we are seeking to very quickly introduce regulations to ensure that persons who pose a serious threat, sexual threat to our country, that they go on a register, that to some extent persons may know who they are, and we do everything that we possibly can to protect society from these persons.
Reporting for NB12, I'm Jasmine Brown.
A man died in hospital this afternoon shortly after he was gunned down outside his home off Farrington Road. Residents tell us the victim, who lived on Merton Road, was cleaning his car around 3 p.m. when a gunman shot him multiple times. Superintendent Stephen Dean says the man was taken to hospital where he died. Farrington Road resident Dareth Wilson says too many lives have been lost and residents are fed up.
I only know him from, like, you know, sometimes you talk with them and stuff like that. And I always thought that he was a twin. I used to take him and his brother for twins. Right. You understand? But that's a mother child. That's right. That's somebody's child. It's too much deaths on the street of Farrington Road. Too much revenge and stuff. These people who believe that they have the power to go and take life, you didn't give it. So you have no rights to take it. And mothers, when you know your children out there doing foolishness, and you allowing them to go ahead and do it, and you taking the things that they bring in, you're a part of it. They need to start putting the mothers too, or the fathers, because a lot of these fathers have these children and turn away from them. Amen.
President of Families of All Murder Victims, Candy Gibson, was on the scene and pleaded with authorities to increase police patrols in that community.
I think we need more police presence. We also need to have urban renewal involved, because you can't have people thinking it's okay and it's right to take the life of another. It's not right. It's not. We need a church, we need a pastor alliance, we need persons to get involved, not because it doesn't affect them, means that they must not come on board. We need people that come on board, because after when a person gets shot or get murdered, the families are grieving. What is left next?
In other crime news, police seized over $1 million worth of marijuana in waters off New Providence this morning. Officers traveled a mile off southern New Providence and intercepted a 32-foot boat around 1 a.m. They found over 1,000 pounds of marijuana on board. Superintendent Stephen Dean says they arrested 2 Acklands men, ages 36 and 31, in connection with the drug find. Those suspects are expected to be charged in court this week. Bamboo Town MP Renward Wells says it is insulting for anyone to suggest that he benefited financially from signing a letter of intent with Stellar Waste to Energy back in July. He also dismissed any suggestion that he would benefit financially if he keeps silent over the controversy that led to his firing as parliamentary secretary in the Ministry of Works. The father of 6 says he has absolutely no concerns about how he will support his family, as he is a qualified mechanical engineer and strong in his faith.
I worked in the Ministry of Works for 9 years and has a stellar record when it comes to my integrity in that ministry, handling nearly $35 million worth of government contracts as an engineer. All during that time, I lived off of McKinney Drive in Stapleton and still live there in a 3-bedroom rented house with my wife and now 6 children. I got elected against 3 persons who were millionaires. The constituents of Bamboo Town elected me as that. I was making the salary of an engineer, which was $34,000 a year in the ministry, and I supplemented my salary by doing private work. My wife stays at home and homeschools my children.
Prime Minister Perry Christie fired Wells last Tuesday, 12 weeks after asking him to resign. Wells signed the LOI with Stellar Waste to Energy Bahamas for a $600 million plus project at the New Providence landfill without cabinet approval. However, he says money was not his motivation.
With me not being the parliamentary secretary, I go right back to making just about what I was making as a mechanical engineer in the Ministry of Work, $34,000. So why do I need to go out and do anything that's corrupt to receive any funding when money has never been my moving motivation? And if anybody suggests that, they should bring the proof. My bank records, my operation, and the things that I have done. I challenge anyone to do that.
When asked why he did not resign when the Prime Minister asked him to, Wells said this.
In time, all will be made clear. From day one, I was ready to address this issue on the 21st of July. I was asked at the time to have a conversation with the leadership before saying anything, okay? Before going to the House. And I obliged. I did just that. And I've continued to do so. That has been my position.
With over 3,000 illegal migrants repatriated so far this year and limited government resources, Foreign Affairs and Immigration Minister Fred Mitchell says illegal migration remains a major concern. Kyle Joaquin reports.
Over the past 10 months, the Department of Immigration has deported over 3,000 illegal migrants, and of that number, over 2,800 of them were Haitian nationals. The Minister of Immigration says now more than ever, something has to be done. So far for the year, there have been 2,852 Haitian nationals repatriated, the highest of any nationality for the Bahamas. Foreign Affairs and Immigration Minister Fred Mitchell yesterday gave a breakdown of how those nationals were sent home so far for 2014. In January and February, 227 and 228 respectively. In March and April, 342. In May, 230, and in June, there was a major increase with 456 Haitian nationals repatriated. July saw 229, August 228, September another increase to 342, and so far for October already, 228 Haitian nationals have been repatriated. Mitchell admitted that unfortunately there are Bahamians assisting these migrants in getting to the Bahamas.
What actually is driving this is some Bahamians are driving this unlawful, illegal migration. And there has to be we have to put a stop to it. We really do, because it's undermining the integrity of the country. And that's the harder nut that we have to crack.
Just yesterday, there were 19 Cubans caught at Cat Key. 2 Dominican fishing vessels were also seized over the weekend. But the immigration minister says it's not just Haitians. The Department of Immigration also repatriated 189 Cubans, 180 Jamaicans, 60 Brazilians, 54 Dominicans, 13 Americans, and 12 Chinese, as well as over 50 from other nationalities, making for a total of 567. Mitchell says some of these people end up in Family Islands, even making a presence in the business community.
For example, people in North Eleuthera and Harbor Island in particular are very concerned about the fact of illegal migration. And it's not only illegal migration at the lower socioeconomic levels, the laboring groups, but also people who come in from the developed countries and masquerade as tourists and are busy working away when they should have work permits or they're not lawfully entitled to work.
Mitchell says because there are specific things his ministry can and cannot do, Bahamians must be a bit more patient and understanding when it comes to fighting illegal migration. Unfortunately, he added, the government is limited on resources.
For example, we've done 2 mass exercises, interdiction exercises in Eleuthera over the last year. There's a need to do another one. There are others that are needed in Abaco. But that operation, which lasted 3 days or 4 days, cost us $20,000 to do. And, so that's the kind of cost that you're looking at.
Within a few weeks, all Haitian nationals without proper documentation to be in the country will be deported, including their children. According to the minister, the only way for their children to stay is if legal guardianship is passed on to a person legally residing in the Bahamas. Reporting for NB12, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
When NB12 returns, why NHI implementation could take years, so stay tuned.